Hello, my name's Dr. Alan Kerry and welcome to another podcast from the South Essex GP Training website. With me I have Dr. Sunil Gupta and we're going to discuss the topic of being more effective in our use of emails. So Sunil, what questions could we consider before we send an email?
So some questions it's worth considering before we send an email are: what am I trying to achieve by sending this email? Would a phone call or a face-to-face meeting be more appropriate than an email? Am I sending the email to too many people? How can I make this email short, concise and action focused? Am I sending an email which I will regret later? And how can I make the subject line clear and meaningful?
What advice would you give about the language and formatting of the emails that we send?
First, about the language. The email should be brief and to the point. The language should match the target audience and their level of understanding of the subject. The style and tone should be appropriate. Abbreviation should be kept to a minimum, and a spell check facility should be used and the message proofread before sending. In terms of formatting, only use bold and underlining to emphasise key points, but it is worth using paragraph, bullets and numbering to structure the email, and it's worth using an electronic signature with contact information at the bottom.
Do you have any comments about attachments of documents to emails?
It may be worth trying to avoid sending email attachments when the recipient has access to the same server and shared files, where you could use web links instead and reduce the size. And the other thing you could do is reduce the size of documents using a zip file application where possible.
What should we avoid when we send emails?
Some of the things to avoid are sending an email with no subject. You should avoid sending an email when you're very angry. You should try to avoid marking an email as urgent in anything more than a very low percentage of the emails you send. You should maybe try to avoid writing very long emails with big paragraphs. You should try to avoid lots of spelling mistakes. Maybe try to avoid reply to all unless it's absolutely necessary, and you should try to avoid sending unnecessary emails.
Thank you. Can you now say a few words about how we might deal with some of the emails that we receive?
It may be worth scheduling time to deal with emails as part of your working week. Reply to the email if it will take less than 2 minutes. Delete those emails that can be deleted. Delegate those emails which can be delegated, and another idea is to put those emails which can't be dealt with now into a to-do folder.
Thank you. So in summary, we advise consider what you're hoping to achieve before you send an email. Try to send emails which are short, concise and action focused, and have a plan to deal with the emails that you receive. Both Sunil and I would like to thank you for listening, and we hope you'll listen to some of the other podcasts from the South Essex GP Training website.